Hello, David Moore, Equity Advantage with Robert Smith of Peregrine Private Capital, and it is mid-August of 2023. Exciting times, huh, Mr. Smith?
Holding my breath, David. Holding my breath, buddy.
Lots of stuff going on. We just survived the quote-unquote Hurricane Hillary in San Diego and made it home alive.
God, that was perfect, that map you sent us.
Yeah.
Of the storm coming out of the Pacific going up, and it was her face, and she's laughing. That was perfect. I loved it.
Oh, it was entertaining. We didn't know quite. We were all on boats. We didn't know exactly what to expect, but we all made it ashore, tied them up, got taken care of, and everybody made it home safe. So we were thankful for that. But we want to talk a little bit about the real estate world, the current state of CRE, and I think I want to sort of set the table by saying that typically people get started with a rental house, and often that first investment house is maybe the home that they bought that's now too small for them, right? And they move out of it and convert what was a residence into a rental, and that is the starting point. Then they get another one, then they get another one, and then at some point they decide, well, gee, instead of having a bunch of rental houses, I got 4 rental houses, I got 4 yards, I got 16 walls, I got 4 roofs, and a lot of stuff to take care of, and I got to drive around and check them all out, right? So they sort of figure, well, the economy of scale, I'm going to go multifamily, and sort of gets things compacted a little bit, and then at some point they start getting tired of rent control, and we like to say we've got the rent control refugees, and so they start looking for more passive things, and sort of they reach for office or retail or some type of industrial, and then at the end of the day they say, the heck with it, I don't want to deal with anything, but I want to pay the tax, and they end up in DSTs. But we've got a lot of interesting things happening in CRE right now, and I guess I'd like to hear your thoughts on the state of affairs, what we're sort of seeing or what you expect to see going forward.
Yeah, David, I mean, it's very interesting. I had the opportunity a couple of weeks ago to talk to Keith Lampe, CEO of Inland Private Capital Corporation, at length. And Inland, of course, is one of the companies that created the DST product almost 25 years ago. And sitting astride that company, he has a great perspective of what's going on in commercial real estate. And we both agreed that the traditional model of institutional commercial real estate allocation, which historically has been office, retail, multifamily, and industrial, is now broken. And when we say institutional model, we're talking about the big banks, insurance companies, pension funds that, of course, allocate a portion of their assets to income-producing commercial real estate. And that's been the traditional commercial real estate allocation mix for institutions. But with office in a nosedive and obviously bricks and mortar retail being on the defensive for some time now, in the wake of e-tailing, that model's broken. There's a big hole in it, meaning I saw figures recently that indicated in the last 4 years, institutional owners have gone from almost a 20% allocation to office down to less than 2%.
Wow.
So obviously they're offloading it as fast as they possibly can. We don't have similar numbers. We don't have the same numbers for retail, but it's probably not too much different. So there's a big hole in that institutional real estate allocation model as those two property types, office and retail, have been extirpated or taken out of those portfolios. So there's a lot of dry powder, cash waiting to be allocated to new asset types. And Keith was of the opinion, and so are we, that you're going to see increasing institutional allocation to, quote, alternative, close quote, commercial real estate assets, things like self-storage, senior living, student housing, medical office. And so those alternative asset types in commercial real estate will become more mainstream in terms of institutional allocation. And we think it presents retail investors a great opportunity, because ultimately it's not retail investors that drive the pricing of asset groups, but institutions, because of the size of their allocations to those commercial real estate types. It gives retail investors a great opportunity to get in front of what we think is going to be an institutional allocation wave to those alternative real estate types, and by capitalizing on opportunities in self-storage, in senior living, in medical office building, those alternative types. So lots of change going on in the institutional allocation space, which retail investors should be aware of in 1031 exchange. And because of the availability of those product types in the DST space, they can easily take advantage of those changes that are taking place.
Well, Keith's such a great guy. He's a fair bit younger than we are, but he's
a lot.
But he's gone through the tough times too. So he's not going into any of this stuff with a blindfold on.
No.
But my point of bringing up his age is that he's young enough where he's going to have to deal with this stuff too. So right. I'm sure he's working real hard to get his thumb and position to control what he can in that space. And Inland obviously is one of the gorillas in the DST world. So Keith's a neat guy and definitely a resource it's nice to have access to.
Exactly.
So with that said, I think we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. David Moore, Equity Advantage. Robert Smith, Peregrine Private Capital. Don't go away.